soon in Ukraine. The United States already sending military personnel there. And then the second thing, not to get anybody upset, is, of course, the collapse of the economic markets with the Dow Jones Industrial Average, in correction range. This is ready for Buck Showalter on Earth-Based Records, and this is a bit of friendly advice. First and foremost, now we're exiting, a Cold War status, mainly with North Korea, as that treaty has been signed and yet to be implemented. The war in Afghanistan is over. There's peace talks in the Middle East, uh, and peace agreements in parts of the Middle East. For example, the Sin of Abraham peace treaty between many of these Middle Eastern countries. What we're seeing is, of in the Caribbean, war, price, cost, inflation over 2,000% in Venezuela for 2 years running. And this is the Caribbean. We're talking about Cuba. We're talking about Haiti, possibly the other side of Haiti being Dominican Republic. Uh, and of course, some island countries in the South Pacific have had, war related to China versus Taiwan. So this is what we're seeing now is, most people in a Cold War environment might want to, hedge their bets. It's called hedging in economics. It's called hedging in diplomacy, maybe in politics. Uh, so as always, when war is almost certain to happen and the stock market has already collapsed towards correction range, that means you got to start making choices, in terms of where to put your money and where to put your loyalties. I have a song myself called "Who We Are," which applies to everybody. Most musicians don't like to write songs that would close themselves off to any future listeners. So who we are, like poetry, that these wars are very much associated to who we are as individuals, which is more like, what school did you go to, and things like that, what state did you grow up in, and externally, what you look like. There's a whole package of, who you are is, your strength in these types of crisis times. Now, what we see, for example, in the music business, Neil Young of Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, making a demand of Spotify, take your, and I'm closely associated with the Anchor Spotify community besides this YouTube, but Neil Young saying, look, this other guy, Seth Rogen or something, is my competitor, major competitor. So you can't, have both of us. You can only have one or the other. Or I don't know. Neil Young doesn't want his music on Spotify because his competitor is getting more publicity from Spotify than he is. So I'd rather just keep my money, my music on other outlets. YouTube has YouTube Music. There's Apple Music. There's Google Podcast. There's many other places that Neil Young might distribute his music. But if the idea is, if my main competitor, is uh, is getting special favors, on any one outlet, then I don't need to, be closely associated with that outlet. Now, that's Neil Young's opinion. That's not my opinion. Uh, so, I haven't asked anyone to take. So, so so don't jump the gun and make prejudices against me. Uh, so And then people say I'm the prejudiced one, but sometimes you're looking for prejudice, uh, instead of looking in the mirror. Shamir Gardi for Earth-Based Records, signing off for now.